Yeah. Oh, welcome back, YouTube. And if somebody is wondering what he is watching, this is pretty much a test platform for our carrier. And it's not looking very good, because that thing is in volume size just as big as this thing. And the initial number of planes is no way sufficient to present any threat to this thing. I mean, they're doing barely any damage. And the planes that they're supposed to spawn are having serious problems as their jet engines are not being built, which is incredibly frustrating. And even once they are built, I doubt they're gonna present much of any threat, since they mostly rely on missiles. And how is your AS set? Did I accidentally reset it? I most likely reset it, yes. Yeah. The reason of this, well, test build up and... Oh, now they're building bloody jet engines in him. You... This is what I cannot figure out. How the heck you managed to build jet engines from the start and not on, you know, 6th plane or so? Because this is what it comes down to. If an aircraft carrier can spawn in enough aircrafts, then it's kind of worthwhile. If it cannot do that, then, well, it's pointless. Because, considering the sizes of the aircrafts, the only way that an aircraft carrier can match anything per volume would either be to start very, very far off distance and have an odd AI that would be able to detect enemy past 5 kilometers and activate past 5 kilometers, or simply spawn enough ships to make itself viable in the game. And currently I don't see that happening. I mean, if this continues on for a long period enough, then the aircraft carrier should win. But I'm having this odd feeling that's not gonna happen. I mean, we do have... We have an unlimited amount of resources. So yeah, the aircraft carrier should win. But... in campaign this would not work very well. Most definitely it would not work very well. Yeah, I'm really conflicted on how to continue this. I mean, the planes work, but they work against somewhat of similar size target. That's simply how ships work. You know, against similar size targets they will work, but against larger size targets, these planes mostly rely on missiles to do damage, because their guns simply won't be very effective. Not against something that is so heavily shielded. And considering the aircraft carrier being of a similar size, this is what they have to contend with. So, yeah, I'm really up against this. Oh yeah, the planes are... I think I've done fairly decent of enough job. Considering that I was pretty much running against space limitations as much as possible, to keep them as small as possible so that they would fit on the ship as well as possible. I mean, but something of this size just doesn't have really a place in it. It only has 4 missiles to work with, and it's actually quite expensive for size. On the other hand, something of this size cannot be spawned in large enough numbers, as it's only about 1,000 in volume. Now, I have tried to build something bigger. Which is it? Actually, it's the first plane, isn't it? Yeah, it's the first plane. But this is already slightly bit too big. And it still relies mostly on missiles when it comes down to dealing with very large targets, or very heavily shielded targets. So using planes of this size as a support to something is completely viable, but to use it as a sole firepower, I do not really think that's gonna work very well. So now I'm up to a challenge, a new one. Not how to build an aircraft carrier, but how to build an aircraft carrier with a sufficient amount of its own firepower so that the planes will not be there as a main strike force, but only as a support, in which case there are gonna be only 1 or maybe 2 planes with the aircraft carrier in the first place, which kinda defeats the purpose of even building the aircraft carrier at all. So yeah, I have this odd suspicion that our aircraft carrier gonna be pretty much our first battleship up as well. Oh, this is turning bad way. I mean, over time they should. No, it's still at 100%. Yeah, smaller stuff just has, you know, an insane amount of problems dealing. Maybe if I build planes with nothing but missiles. Ah, I'm really like struggling on comprehending how. Oh, this one. Yep. Okay, that should mark the end now, as it was a direct hit on its detection, so it won't be able to see any further missile strike. So this should now batter out the battery, I suspect, as missiles should now start to do enough damage. But this is, what's this, 15 minutes into or something? I mean, this is one long ass battles. And you do still have to wonder how the heck will we do with the AI. I'm so not convinced. I think we're gonna have to I'm gonna have to rethink how I intended to build this aircraft carrier thingy. Definitely not a support ship, that's for sure. I mean, it's gonna have to have its own firepower, or we're gonna be pretty much in a situation just like this one, where battles just go forever and it's pretty much a matter of attrition rather than of firepower, which something that I would rather. I mean, it just drain on resources, constantly rebuilding and repairing and stuff like that. So yeah, most likely the next suspect, the next build, gonna be something of a pocket battleship. Just that we're gonna replace the rear gun with with a plane carrier platform. That's currently my idea of actually solving this issue. And you still need to be equipped with shields. God damn it, I was... Yeah, this is what I've been wasting the last 5 days on. Trying to figure out how to spawn planes and spawn them efficiently, which is seriously pissing me off. And later on, figuring out how effective this thing's going to be. And which led to construction of a platform, test platform you saw there, which is wholly inefficient. Is it turning out to be less and less efficient? So it's gonna be most likely something like the Pocket Battleship, but bigger and having like 2 front guns and the rear deck gun as a plane carrying platform. I seriously cannot consider having no firepower of its own to be useful to any extent. Or having, you know, lacking amounts of firepower. It's still gonna be the size of this ship though. So, will it be good enough? But well, at least now it's taking damage, thanks to our Pocket BB of interference there. As up to this point, they were doing absolutely no damage to it at all. Ay. But yeah, just a small note of update what's going from the depths, because I'm having real problems with building aircrafts. I come like to 3 different designs, as you saw there. One very small one, something in between, and a bit bigger one. And none of them are, you know, all of them are small enough to be fitted on a ship. But being fitted on the ship makes them not have enough firepower to deal with larger vessels. And Pocket Battleship actually managed to beat the small BB, even without the shields. I mean, it did have some help. And they are, you know, it's getting repaired by the planes. And this is how planes are supposed to be used. I mean, as a counterbalance. A slightly smaller vessel against a larger vessel, and having the plane support. Of course, this many planes. Well, this is the full extent of what an aircraft carrier can throw out. But none of these planes are actually, you know, powerful enough, it seems, that they would cause a serious threat to a bigger vessel. And I'm pretty sure if I would spawn something like the Tyr into the game, which is about 10,000 in volume bigger than this, it would have absolute no problems decimating this entire fleet. Maybe I should do that as a sort of a joke or something. And you can also see how laggy this whole thing is, because it's just so many objects in the game and so many guns being fired and everything else. Just so many of them. Where the hell is this first CV? Oh, it's at 1,500 meters. Somewhere in the distance, it seems. But yeah, change our plans. We're building a battleship with an aerial platform. Well, a small battleship. Let's now satisfy ourselves with a small battleship with an aerial platform. Yeah. Well, it did manage to blow up one of the turrets. We are Better than not. I was seriously expecting that this thing gonna lose like a turret here, but didn't. Yeah, I'm more and more convinced about this turret design being better than what I used before. And you're sinking. Will you seriously not be 80% in sinking? Oh, it hit 80% right now. Oh yeah, now missiles can't reach it anymore. So only what damage the guns are doing. And the repairs on the ship are just good enough to sustain it. Oh well. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely a change of plans. Most definitely. I mean, something that's gonna be... It's gonna be a small battleship with a spawning capability. That's what it's going to be. I mean, maybe using our pocket small submarine with this would work as well. Or maybe using a submarine. Building a submarine with a landing platform. I'm having my doubts about that one. Nah. The planes would just go down too quickly. As the submarine would go underwater, they wouldn't have anything to shoot but the planes, and... No, the planes is big enough to take too much of damage. But yay! Finally they managed to get through the shielding with the help of another ship with big guns and a lot of missiles. And that's what pretty much secured this victory. And it's too damaged. Yeah, it's too damaged. So yeah, how does CV wins? In this game, by supporting other ships. And when the CV is too big, it kinda loses its purpose. Maybe if I equip you with lasers. Don't really wanna go that way. You did spawn everything you had, right? There is nothing else you have on your decks. Okay. Yeah, you spawned everything. Also, I didn't place any ammo production on you, so... Oopsie me. But yeah, this is just a video, small update on what I'm actually doing in the From the Depths, because I didn't... the last video was North Carolina, and even the video before that was not that enlightening. And now the plane should be pulled back. Yeah, they are pulled back to the glorious aircraft carrier, which is just, as I said, a test platform. And even with its size of no. 200 length and width of 31, height of 26. It can only actually carry 4 of these planes on it. Yeah, planes in these games are big. And these are only about 1,000 in volume, and the smaller planes that are about 500 in volume, they're half of this size approximately. Maybe we could spawn more of those, but they completely rely on the missiles. So God knows. I mean, this is something I built like a set of project. This works because the CA has a firepower of its own, and the plane is here just to support that firepower. So that kind of works. this won't work in 100 years. Just absolute no way. And the planes, these planes most likely will be best served as independent units. As unfortunate as that is. But I've done fairly decent job with my planes, haven't I? They may not be the best looking, they're not the fastest, but they kind of fit in. Oh yeah. But yeah, this is gonna be just like an update on where the hell am I with this thing, and to take note, this was causing me a lot of headaches past a couple of days. Well, and even before that, I mean, even the choice of aircraft is horribly painful. But now this thing, yeah. Wait, are you actually run out of... No, you haven't. Thought it run out of fuel. You have four oil refineries on boat you just to support all those aircrafts that you drive in. So maybe this would be useful for something else. Maybe it would be useful as a conversion to a more standard battleship style with 2 planes at the back and then respawners at the sides. Gonna have to see. Anyhow, there's gonna be a lot of testing to be done, a lot of fighting, more fires, more fighting, more building. Oh, this is gonna take me a while. Seriously, the main problem for me here is I just have no actual idea what I actually want out of my aircraft carriers, as I don't see the point in building one. I really don't. I know it sounds like a cool idea to build one, but in this game there is really no point in building an aircraft carrier, as planes can act as an independent unit. As long as you have like a supply ship nearby them, they will do their job. They will not run out of fuel. They won't do anything silly. As soon as you attach them to a ship, well, then you end up in a lot of headaches and not much to show off. I mean, in this game, it is just a show off. That's what it is. And unfortunately, even something of this size, which, as you have seen, it's 20,000 in volume, without having a weaponry of its own, I doubt it's gonna be of any use. Maybe like building only frontal replication devices and back end having the guns and just having the ship run away from the enemy while shooting backwards would be a good idea. No idea how much of a good idea, however. But yeah, this is gonna be it. I think I have done enough of conversation on top. And well, see ya.